Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are doing my first official check-in for the luxury project pan. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So I did the first installment of a luxury project pan in January, and I did it in a collaboration with several other fantastic women here on YouTube who talk luxury beauty. But for the check-ins, we decided to do just like our own individual thing at our own pace, and I wasn't sure when to do the follow-ups, if I should do it halfway through the year or a year later. But a lot of you recommended every 3 months, and I think this is the best way to approach it because I have a lot of items here, and I think if I keep in mind that I need to use these up, or at least try to use these up in 3 months, it keeps me more accountable. And I think this has been working for me because I have definitely made some progress in certain items. Other items I have made zero progress, but let's go ahead and talk these through. So the first item is the Chanel Water Fresh Tint from the Les Beige collection last year. This one you can see a visible difference, I think. You can actually see more of a difference in the product here. This is just a really beautiful Your Skin But Better item, and sometimes I use it as a primer too. I have zero concern in my ability to use this up. It's just a question of getting rid of it once and for all. Even though I love it, I just need to use it up. That way I can go ahead and try a new tinted moisturizers or new CC creams, etc. You know, I just need to use it up so I can move on. Next up is a foundation. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Now this one I definitely think I have made some progress in. Every now and then the foundation settles in the bottle and you can sort of see through the packaging here, which is fantastic. I know I'm making some progress, and it's also starting to feel a little bit lighter. I have intentionally been going into this foundation every day. Unless I'm doing a wear test or trying out a new product, I am making sure to use only this one, and I'm starting to notice a difference, so that's great. Moving on to concealers, I have two here that I picked up. I picked out the NARS Creamy Radiant as well as the Clé De Peau Concealer. So the NARS Creamy Radiant, again, this one I have really been trying to focus on this one the most for the past few months. And it's quite remarkable because you can see through the glass. Like, you can definitely see the tube, you can see right through it. However, I don't know if it's just because I'm trying to use it up, but this tube feels never ending. No matter how much I scrape on the sides, I feel like I can always get so much product on the wand here, and I'm like, I'm trying to use you up. But as I mentioned, I have deliberately been trying to go through this, and I am noticing a difference. The more I use it, the more I can see through the glass or the plastic right here. So it's only a matter of time, but it's so funny because generally if you have a product that seems never ending, it's a good thing. Except if you're trying to do a project pan and you're trying to use it up, you're like, come on now, let's go. But anyway, I am making a lot of progress on this one here. The second concealer, the Clé De Peau Concealer, I haven't done as much progress on it, mostly because I've been focusing on the NARS one. So as soon as I finish the NARS one, I'm going to go ahead and just use the Clé De Peau one. So I do have a lot of confidence that I can use this one up very, shortly, maybe by summer, hopefully. It's just a matter of once I finish the NARS one, then I'm going to go ahead and just stick to this one. But for the concealer category, I'm not too concerned. I think it's just a matter of using up what I have. Now, this Guerlain Terracotta palette is not a category that I have done tremendous work in. As I mentioned in the first video, I'm really focusing on the two bronzing colors because I don't really like this blush highlighter duo here. So I'm really focusing on these two, and I have been slacking. I have been using the Givenchy bronzer for a long time because I love it so much, but I think I'm sort of slightly seeing a little bit more work in the detailing on the, the packaging embossing detail right here. I think there's a little bit of progress, but not that much. One thing I think is important about Project Pan is that for me, I'm seeing this as a year-long project. I don't think it's possible to use up what I've been mentioning to you guys in the span of 3 months. You really need to just dedicate more time to it. So I think this palette here is more of a long run item. It's something that I can strive to use up more of in like 3 months, 6 months, etc. But I think I can keep making more and more of a dent in it. I just have to keep reaching for it. That's why I think that like 3 months is a great amount of time, because it keeps it fresh in your head. Because at first I thought I would just do a check-in or a follow-up in 6 months and just wait. But then I realized that if I wait 6 months, I'm just going to forget about a lot of these items. So 3 months keeps it just like in the back of my mind. Okay, moving on to blush. So this is a Chanel blush number 72 Rose Initiale. We have officially hit pan, although technically I have to say, I think we hit pan a little bit before we even started filming the project pan, but there's more progress in it, and there's definitely more pan showing. This one here shows definite signs of progress. I think I just need to keep using it, keep sticking to it. I think it's gonna go really well with this one. I'm very excited because, again, it's like a blush that's so easy to use for every look. I just have to remind myself to keep only using this one. And then in the blush category, I picked a second one. This is the Chantecaille Cheek Gelée in Vibrant. This is a liquid blush, and there is so much product. I definitely have been using it a whole lot more than I would have normally. That being said, there is so much product in here. I know I've used it more than I would have normally, so I know I have done some progress, but I think this is another long run item. I think that, you know, a check-in in the summer or fall, or even in a year from now, like in the winter time, I think this will have more progress done in it, because at the moment it's still, you know, slow and steady with this one, but I am not losing hope. I'm just going to keep it in rotation and keep using it, and maybe one day I can make a bit more of a dent in it. And then to finish up our complexion roundup, I have here the Diorskin Luminizer highlighter. This is another one that I have really not done much work in. It's just, there's so much. It's like, it's so intense as a highlighter that you don't need to use that much. And I have a new highlighter from Chanel, the Le Blanc Rosé Light Drops, that I love so much. So I just haven't been reaching for it. But I think this one, I don't know, I like it. I can continue to use it, but this might not be an item that I win during Project Pan. You know, I'm not sure if I will ever hit pan on it. Maybe I will. I just have to keep digging in it. But again, it's so intense that I don't need to dig into it. I can just like lightly sweep. So I don't know. This will be a long run. You know, maybe in like 6 months I will have done some damage on this product here. Okay, moving on to an eyeshadow palette. This is the Chanel Warm Memories palette from their Spring Summer collection this year. Now, I think some of the colors I have done more work in than others. The light peach color, for example, I have definitely done some progress in that, as well as the top light matte shade, the purple lilac one. I've definitely made some progress in that. The other two colors I can keep digging into. The dark one especially, it's so dark that you don't need that much, but I do have, you know, I have hope. I have hope in myself that I can keep using this up. It's just a matter of reminding myself to use it. I think that the peachy color and that light lilac shade will be the first to go, because that light lilac color is almost like a transition shade, so I can dig into that one easily. But yeah, I just need to remind myself to keep going for this one because I love it. It's great, but we all know there are so many new releases that it's hard to keep up with sometimes. So hopefully in the next follow-up video, I will have done more progress in this one here. And then we have an item here from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Chameleon Eye Pencil. I have the shade Dark Pearl. I have done zero progress on this whatsoever. I talked about it in the video, the first one, and I totally forgot that I did. I have not used it once since then. So this is an item that, again, the 3-month check-in is wonderful because it reminds me, you have this item, you should use it up, especially because I talked about wanting to use it. I think this sort of color would look really nice with this Warm Memories palette, so I just need to try to incorporate it and mix it into other items just to encourage myself to use it. Okay, moving on. I have a single eyeshadow here from Chantecaille. This is the shade called Pangolin. This is so pretty. I'm wearing it today. It's like this really beautiful shimmer lilac shade, and I love wearing it. I have worn it a few more times since I've mentioned it in the first video, but this is definitely one that I could definitely do more work in. It is so shimmery, so it is very intense and pigmented, so you don't need to use that much. But I do have faith in myself that I could keep using this and, you know, make some more work in it, make some more progress, possibly hit pan at some point. That would be really lovely. So in the eyeliner category, I picked two. I picked the Chanel Stylo Yeux waterproof liners in black and also intense teal. So the black one I have been wearing more. I just wear it in my waterline, just a quick line, just to use it up, because these are really great, but they are waterproof. They will dry up, they will break, they will expire. So I just need to use it up. And the intense teal color I have not worn once since I did the initial video. I think now that it's getting nicer and warmer out, I associate blue color with like warmer months, so hopefully I'll get more use out of it in the nicer summer months. But I kind of knew going in that this color would be more of like a fun festive color, so I do have hope that I can use more of it up, but I just knew that I wouldn't use it in winter. I think this is, again, an item that I can do a check-in, you know, in 3 months and 6 months, etc., and there'll be more progress made then. Moving on to lips. So the first one is what I'm wearing today. This is the Clé De Peau Refined Lip Luminizer in Dahlia. It's just that perfect everyday pink. I have not worn it that much since the initial video, a couple of times. I don't know, I just need to remember to use it more. It's really lovely, but I guess I just have another lipstick in the category that kind of falls in the same bracket that I end up using more. That is the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash number 82, Live or Live. This one here is like the perfect nude, but like almost like a peachy beigey nude, whereas the Clé De Peau one is more pink. So I think once I can use this Chanel one up completely, then I will be more tempted to use the Clé De Peau one, because it's kind of like the concealer, you know? I want to use up one totally before I can go into the other one. And then last but not least, we have the Lisa Eldridge True Velvet Morning Lipstick. This is a beautiful warm-toned orangey red. I have worn it more since I've done that initial video, but there is a lot of product to wear through. So again, this will be an item that hopefully in 6 months or a year's time, I will see more progress made. Even if you don't have a makeup channel, I feel like making up a little list in, you know, like on your computer, on your phone, of just like certain makeup items you want to make sure that you use up. It's a really good idea because it kind of makes it stick out in your head. I don't know, whenever I write something down, I remember it more. And I think sometimes we make a mental note of like, oh, I should use up this lipstick, but we often forget. And just like doing some sort of like check-in is really good. It's like keeping you accountable, you know? I think 3 months is perfect. So I feel like some categories I am doing really well, like the concealers, the foundations, I'm doing a lot of work. Some of like the bronzer and highlighter, not so much, but I think I can just keep going at it and keep using it. You know, I don't think that project pan means that you have to use up every single item, otherwise it's a total failure. I think it's more about keeping you accountable and making sure you keep using the items before they expire, and you know what I mean? So I think this is going really well, and I am very hopeful for the next follow-up video. It will more than likely be in June, you know, in 3 months from now, so in early summer. Hopefully I will use some of these more summer festive colors by then. If you happen to like today's video, I focus solely on luxury beauty. So I do luxury makeup reviews and luxury makeup tutorials. What I do is when I get a collection, I will do like 5 or 6 videos on the same collection. That way you at home can really get a sense of how to use up all your items at home. So if that sounds interesting, please like, comment, and subscribe. Those all help my channel grow. So let me know down in the comments, how is your personal project pan going? Did you forget about all of your items? Is this a good reminder for you to, you know, make sure your list is being used up? Let me know. So I think this is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.